It is now, yeah.
Right, man. Fucking first weekend of the Premier League in the books. Two teams haven't played yet, but
Basically, yeah, obviously Man United and City haven't played. I don't think Villa have played. That's his first game back, is it, Villa?
Where is Palace, I think.
Is it?
I think so. Maybe I'm wrong. I thought it was Palace.
Yeah, no, it's good to have the football back anyway, man. Thank God.
Oh, yeah.
It seems weird, obviously, still without fans, but like...
Yeah, still. It's fucking... Yeah, the home field advantage isn't really a thing anymore. Like, I'd say it's still a little bit, like, but... I don't know.
Not really.
No, not very much. Yeah, because there's no fans, like, but... I don't know, playing in a different stadium, maybe just in general.
That's it, yeah. It's just the travelling, like, effect on the players physically, like, but...
Yeah.
So... The big news was Sancho. Is it happening or is it not?
I'm like 50-50 at the moment, to be honest. Maybe 60-40 that he's staying at this stage. All the noise coming out of Dortmund is that he's staying, but they've done that before. But I don't know, even there's journalists coming out saying it's not going to be another Harry Maguire, Wan-Bissaka, Fernandes situation where they end up fucking waiting.
See, that's what I can see. Anyway, that is what I can see, because I feel like if I give credit to Woodward, I feel like he's trying to push it late and late, because I think like Dortmund at a stage where they're just like, right, we're going to get 108 million for him, and I feel like Woodward's sort of like, well, the more the window goes on, then they're going to be a bit more eager to get rid. Like, I feel like it could either go well that way, and I can't see them actually saying, right, well, we'll give him to you for 90 million. I can't see that.
I think he pays the fee, that's it. Like, I don't think...
Like, 108 million is what it is, what it has been for the last fucking 6 weeks, like.
But we haven't apparently put in like an official bid yet, someone said. Like, but there's conflicting reports, because someone said we were trying to offer like 80 million and 28 million in installments or whatever. Like,
I did say that. I thought that's when there was reports that the deal was like almost agreed.
That was when it was close, like, yeah.
But
I'm not confident anymore. Like, I think, but the thing is, like, if fucking we're not gonna get him, we need to get our finger out in other positions then, like, because like Sancho is a player that, like, I think we do need a right winger, because I think we just like, we're one injury away from fucking Dan James and Lingard and coming back into the team, like, and it's just we can't really be doing that.
Dan James is a bit of a sticky one, like, because I think it was yourself who I think at the start of the season like put him as top 5 wingers, like is he just that case where he's just not at the time? Yeah, I'm not saying top 5 wingers ever, like obviously he's not like or in the league full stop. I just mean at the time it was said that he's like top 5.
He said he was playing pretty well. He was playing well at the start of the season, and he was getting fucking assistantship. But you can tell there is limitations. I think the fucking team's going to figure them out a bit. Like, just if you.
So is it a case like, is he just not good enough like for Man United, or is it a case that still a player there, like, but we'd rather?
I think there can be a player there. I think in certain games he works. I think in like in a bigger game he needs space behind to run into, and if teams don't give him that, he's fucked. Like, he doesn't have the ability to dribble like proper, keep it close to his feet, keep it tight, like fucking play a few passes, 1-2, getting behind. Like, he's just punt and run pretty much, like, or getting behind. So
just quick.
Yeah, it's his pace, and he has a decent cross in him. Like, I remember, like last season, him and Rashford had a decent link up last year. But I think he is a decent winger. Like, he's a good squad option, but he's not the next lion and someone that can fucking come in and start for us if someone gets injured. Like, so I think, and there is just talking now about Bale, the talk of Douglas Costa.
Yeah, well, that was the next question.
Bale.
Like, because I have seen people saying, like, do you know what, for a short-term option, like, he's going to be out and he's going to try and rectify himself and he's going to try to prove to everyone that he's not this and he's not that, and like, we might get the best out of him for the last couple of seasons. But then there's others saying, like this deal is just like 3 or 4.
It's stupid. It is. It's fucking. Yeah, it is. If it happened a few years ago, it'd be brilliant. But like, he doesn't look like, I don't know. He hasn't been on form really since, like, he had a decent season the year he played in the Champions League final against Hughes, like, and then he turned up in the final. Then since then, just hasn't really. Zidane doesn't fancy him. He never has, to be fair.
Well, is it just the fact that, like, he hasn't played a lot and he's not, like, you couldn't say exactly match fit, like, or is it a case that he is declining as a player and, like, when he plays you just don't see the best of him anymore?
I think he probably is declining, and like he's 31 now. He's gonna be on the downward spiral. But I think maybe you could get a tune out of him. I think for a season, but like, there's talk of a loan, which if it was gonna happen, I wouldn't want it to be anything more than that. Like, maybe a loan with an option to buy at the end of it. But like, we're not like, because in that situation we're giving them, apparently Real will pay like a good portion of his wages then, like, because no one's gonna.
I seen a report like 300 grand, like. But then
that's still loads. Like,
that's what I'm saying. It's mad. Like the fact that I think I've seen reports. Obviously, I can't say things are fucking exact or not. But I've seen reports saying that Thiago's wages was an issue, like for 200 grand a week or something like that. But then, like, is it going to go out and say give Bale 300 grand a week?
Yeah.
When realistically,
that's why I don't think that'll be a fucking, because
I feel like Sancho starts, whereas Bale doesn't, sort of thing.
Yeah, Bale probably. I don't even think Bale is a starter, to be honest. Yeah, I don't even think he is a guaranteed starter, to be honest, Bale. Like, and I think that's what I was saying. Like, I think if we don't get Sancho, if we can improve other areas of the squad and get like a winger in, like someone like even a Douglas Costa on loan for a year, like he's a good fucking winger, like someone, because I think Greenwood is ready to start, like if we need him to this season, like he can play off that right hand side.
And
like,
do you feel like then an eventuality of we'll get Sancho next season, like, or do you feel like I think we don't get this season, like other teams are going to come in and it's going to make either his fee is going to go up or other teams are going to get him before us.
Yeah, and that's the fucking big worry. Like, that is the big thing. Like, I don't think we can just leave it here and think, we'll be grand. Like there's teams are saying, there's reports saying that we're hoping maybe it could be like a Sané with City situation, like where it was known he was gone for the year basically.
Yeah.
You just kind of kept him there for that last year. Maybe that'll happen.
I do feel like Sancho. Like, I feel like if he does stay, I feel like he's gone next year. I feel Sancho is not going to be done next year.
No, definitely not. He just want to be there now. Like, it looks like it's like he wants out. Like, we have no one's agreed to fee, and like we're the ones that were linked with him. Apparently, last season it was the same thing, that we just he wanted to join, but we wouldn't pay fucking 90 million for him. And I understood after last year that you don't want to do it because that was his first like proper breakout season, like last summer. But then this is his second season now that he's done it, and he was unfucking real last season. Like, what was it, like 17 goals?
I seen
18 assists.
Like Mkhitaryan and stuff. Like, he got 23 goals and 26 assists. Because that's we needed 50 goals.
I think that was all comps, to be fair.
It was, but even still, man, 50 goals is crazy.
I know. Sancho is 20, and no player in the Bundesliga has ever gotten more than 15 goals and 15 assists in a season. Like, not even Robin and Ribery. You can't say Robin and Ribery wouldn't have fucking turned it on in the Premier League. Like, they were dominating the Champions League. And I don't even think Mkhitaryan was a bad player, to be fair. I think I didn't only get the mentality for it, to be honest. Like, I think he was a bit weak mentally, and it just his career kind of fell off the cliff.
Pace suits the league. Like, if you're quick, like Aubameyang's quick, Salah's quick, Martial's quick, Mane's quick. Quickness is like, all the big teams have the speed and have and I'm not saying Man United lack it around, but like
we definitely don't.
You would say Sancho's like best assets are his speed, is
I'd say his
ability,
technique,
like,
dribbling and stuff.
Well, that's true. Like, but I know people are questioning if he's able to do it in the league. Like, it is a tougher league, and that's obviously the same question of Werner and Havertz and stuff like that. So I suppose you have to ask the question. People are saying, is it too much money? Like, is 180 too much for him?
Joe Felix went for 100 and fucking more last season. What was it, 140, 130 last season? Joe Felix went for.
But Atletico sort of like they've seen the harsh side of that. Like, Hazard went for a lot of money and has like no good doubt Hazard's ability. Like, and I suppose injuries haven't helped them. Like,
injuries put them over, to be fair.
Like we have seen like quality players just not be able to do it. Like, and then obviously Pogba got a lot of attention for 90 million. And I know the market's changed. Like, but. Like, I just feel like Fields out there, like Werner for 50 million to go out there and like he's had a beast of a season, like, to go out and spend 108 on Jadon Sancho. Is it too much?
I don't think so. I think he could be the best player in the world in the next few years, like, easily. He could be a Ballon d'Or player in the few years, like. I don't even think there's quite like he could be like I think him and Mbappe are kind of the two best like players of that age in the world at the moment. So I think
100%. I would agree with that. And he's obviously the whole English fucking thing house as well, because you need to have English players.
Yeah.
But,
he suits the profile of player, which is what I think if Bale signs, I think that's kind of behind the manager's back, because Ollie seems to want to move away from them type of players, like, and it seems like Woodward has fucking been coming over Bale for the last fucking 5 years, and that's like the big sign he's always wanted, like, even just before he went to Madrid, like, it seems like he's always wanted like that big name, and that's the kind of signings he wants. But that's the kind of signings we need to move away from. We need the fucking hungry talent who are coming up.
I agree. Yeah, it seems like we're moving away from it as well. Like, and things have sort of got better and better and better at Man United Football Club, rather than like, because it was a bit like we don't know our team, we don't know who we want. like join the same player, a bit like Barcelona sort of fucking tactics for a while, like, and he's moved away from that, and things seem to be steady. And to go back and get Bale now,
it's just
I suppose that's the big problem with it.
Because,
like as you said, Bale like it wouldn't be a bad option, but when you're just getting him for the sake of getting him for the big name, or it's the better options like Douglas Costa.
For a year, I think
Douglas Costa is a decent
shot. There's some wingers out there. Like there's some wingers out there. I don't know. I wouldn't. I'd be against the bad signing, to be honest. Like I wouldn't want it. Maybe it could work out. Maybe you could do well. Maybe you could fucking win us a league. I don't fucking know. But it's the type of player, and it's not like because the players we signed before like that were them big names. They weren't bad players. Like Di Maria isn't a bad player. Even now, he's still fucking he's still a world class player. Like, yeah. Like them kind of players are good. Lukaku even is a good player. Like fucking Sanchez was a good player. He wasn't for us obviously, but like these, like it's not like these are bad players. Like it's the profile of them that they're just I don't know. I don't think
that's the whole thing. Like, the people that are saying 100 is too much money, like they're the reasons why. The players that you've named, obviously Lukaku I wouldn't say is as much because like he's still young, and to be honest with you, going to Italy, I wasn't shocked that he got fucking 20, 30 goals this season.
Yeah, he suits that league though.
He suits the league, and that's obviously systems. But like the fact that we've seen the likes of Di Maria who have the quality, like I wouldn't say flop, but not be as great as people thought. Like I think is 108 million. Like are you asking for a lot? Like or do you
you get him for fucking,
and that's it. Like
it's not even just that he improves us. Like he's again, as I was saying, like I don't even think there's a question. Like no one. He's 20 years old. Like he's gonna get better than where he is now. It's not even like he's fucking. And like if you're gonna sign one of the top 5 players over the next, and you have him for 10 years, like it's a no-brainer for me. Like 108 million, it's a lot of money. Yeah, I get that, but and then if you're not gonna do it, if you're gonna fucking say right, that's too much. Like get other fucking deals done. Get Reguilon done. I'd go fucking tell Leipzig like, here, give me up in Meccano. Like we'll give you 50 million this year from. You're only gonna get 40 next year from. Take him now.
Fucking 100%. Like get everywhere else sorted, getting an option.
Thiago, get him in, like, yeah.
The Thiago one, do you think is there in for him? Do you think?
I don't know. There's talk that like some people say we're not, some people say we are. Like there's conflicting reports. I hope we are. I genuinely do. I don't think there's a better player to come into our midfield in world football. Like I think he is perfect for what we need in midfield. Like because we have kind of creative options. We have them kind of fucking moving forward. But when you look at him, he's just so tidy on the ball. He just keeps everything taken over. That's why I was looking at your man that we're fucking linked with him like today. Like and like I don't think it's a great parameter always to look at this, but like his pass accuracy in Portugal last year was like 79% or something. And it's just not the type of player that I fucking think we need in that midfield. Like I think we need someone just who can break lines, who can keep the game taken over and let. Like Pogba and Fernandes do creative work, and he creates from deep as well. He can play a long ball over the top. Like I think he's the perfect player. And like people talk about, like some Egypts are saying like, he's not good defensively, but he is. Like he's fucking quality defensively.
Yeah, he's really good. 100%.
Like if you're gonna play a 4-2-3-1, there's 2 players really that I'd want to play in that midfield with Pogba. Like if we're gonna play midfield here with Pogba, I think he would suit it perfectly, and I think the other player would be Kante that would suit it perfectly because we see it with France.
I see with France, like.
Yeah. So I think
sells like for fans, he really does.
Yeah.
The whole Thiago, like.
I think he's going to use, though, to be honest.
I don't know, man. But obviously, it for me the Thiago deal is 50-50. Like I feel like the fact that Manchester United haven't done it yet tells me it's because he's going to
Liverpool. Yeah, and that's.
But then I feel like. Do you know? I feel like I know there's loads of reports that like actual personal terms are done. And I believe the reports, but I feel like by Liverpool waiting on that much, I feel like you're just giving the other clubs like Manchester United time to just like try tidy up a deal. Like Man United aren't going to be like they're nearly willing to spend 109 million. Like they're not going to be like for me sweating over the 27 million is nothing for them. Like they're like grand, we're happy to pay it.
It could be,
I feel like
that's why I think we would have by now. Like
that's what I mean. Like the reports coming out about personal terms, I don't actually think it's a case of Man United aren't willing to spend 200 grand on Thiago. I think it's a case of he's made his choice, but it's sort of like keeping his options open. Because Liverpool, for me, I don't know. It's just a crazy one. Like
it's happened, but to be fair, like it could be a similar situation with with Werner, where he's don't fork up the money and then someone comes in and swoops him, like, and
But
that's it.
That's it. Like, because there was no fucking doubt we wanted like Werner. Like, we like the option. And to be honest with you, like, we do need an attacker. And for me, we need an attacker and a centre back more. Like, we've lost Lovren. Like, we haven't even been linked. I think Kabak we've been linked with, like, but nothing solid has been done. And it's just,
Fabinho, wouldn't it meant to be our 4-3 centre back now?
Yeah. Like, but compared to other seasons, like, in terms of, I know we haven't spent a lot in the last, like, couple of transfer windows, like, but when we do spend, we normally just identify a player and the deal's done. It's just, like, the Fabinho deal was done in the day.
Yeah,
like,
I remember that, yeah.
That was basically done to Man United, and then all of a sudden, like, within a day, it was like Liverpool are interested, and within an hour, Liverpool have completed the sign. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, similar to the way we did Van de Beek this season, like.
I think, in fairness, like, I know Van Dijk, we were interested in him for a while, then we got accused of tapping up, then we left it. But then we just got it was done, and he signed.
Like, I remember, like, it's kind of happened for, like, years, which is, because I remember even back with, like fucking Oscar and Willian and fucking...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, but I think, like,
Memphis and shit,
like, Edwards has come in. It's like, it seems to be like deals just get done now, which, like, no one really knows anything about the deal, not really.
I think that was with FSG, wasn't it? Like, that was when they were in control even back then, like.
Yeah, I think they
I remember even with, like, with Memphis and all, like, these were apparently linked with him for like a year, and then we came in and fucking snapped.
But that's, like, we needed the fact that we've done so well and we've got to where we are. Like, now we need to just, Thiago would definitely, for me, improve us, but I feel like centre back is more important. I felt like obviously we got a left back in, and I feel like an attacker is more important because I don't think we have, like, options up front. Like, as you said, with Man United, like Dan James, yeah, he's okay, but for me he's not second choice. And for me, same with Shaqiri and Origi. They don't bridge the gap. Like, the starting 11 is too far apart from what we have on the bench to be. Like, we want players to come in that's going to be like, right, let's push fucking Firmino, Mane, and Salah for a spot in the team. Like, that's why Werner, for me, even if we had to change systems to the 4-2-3-1, for me it was no brainer. And I get COVID hit and it was bad or whatever, but like 48 million quid, like, next season he's 100 million.
Absolute no brainer, like, absolute no brainer.
That was a no brainer. Like, again, like, even some of the other deals, Havertz maybe a bit more, like Ziyech, another good deal, but I feel like an attacker, I think 40 million for Sarge is, if we end up spending it, it's just crazy. Like, yeah, he's okay, he's good,
season, like,
but for an extra 8 million, we could have just got Werner. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense.
I just think it's crazy. I don't actually understand that. I think we are waiting. I heard, like, we're waiting till final days to get Thiago done, like, because they're trying to get Bayern to just say, right, we'll take the money, like. But I think
what is it? You're gonna save fucking 3 or 4 million, like, and
the chance to lose them completely, like, it's just crazy. I also, the whole fact with Wijnaldum staying, like, I don't, like, it seems to be gone dead lately, the whole Thiago rumours. Like, I don't know if it was a case that we were only going to get Thiago if Wijnaldum left.
Yeah, but surely, like, surely is have some money. You can't not have 30 million sitting around. Like, there's no way after winning the league in the Champions League.
Here's the reason why I actually feel like we don't, like, because surely we would have went down and got a centre back. Like, surely you don't sell a centre back and not replace one. And a winger, like, obviously them positions have been identified, like, as positions that need filling. You know, required attention needs to be put onto them positions, and it just hasn't been. Like, Sarr's the only winger that we've been linked with, and then Kabak is the only centre back, but nothing solid's been done. Like, when we sold Lovren and we got money, Tsimikas was done within a couple of days. Like, so it means, like, we do have to sell the boy, and I don't know about the Thiago deal. I wouldn't be. I fucking hope I'm wrong, and I hope.
Maybe the only other place, because it does look like Bayern's fucking thing are saying, like, they think he's done. Fucking their ex-chief came out and said the other day that they think he has an agreement with Bayern's ex, like, director or ex-fucking chief said he thinks he has an agreement with United and Liverpool. So, and
I've seen the Didi Hamann said, like, he's going to be a Liverpool player. So, like, it's just reports are too conflicting. Like, it's I don't know what to believe. Obviously, he's told, like, players that he is leaving. Apparently, he's been looking for fucking houses and all in Merseyside. But again, they're only rumours and speculation. Like, nothing solid looks like it's been done.
I think with Hamann, I can't trust anyone who's been on our team more than twice. So we're just like,
yeah, that's fair enough. I get that. Yeah. Brian Kerr coming out saying, "Yeah, Thiago's going to Liverpool." Yeah, 100%. Fuck off, Brian. Can we get that? Did you remember to wear shoelaces this morning? Yeah. So fair enough. Like, but I don't know. There was a lot of rumours saying it was a done deal. Nothing seems solid.
I'd be fairly confident that he's gone there. The only other place I could see him going is Barcelona because he looks like he's gone from Bayern. Like I think he is done.
I think he is gone, but and to be honest, it wouldn't surprise me. I feel like if Man United do pull out the Sancho deal, I feel like they had some like sort of making up to do. The Man United fans, like it wouldn't surprise me if he ends up at fucking Old Trafford. Like, and to be honest with you, it would be a right kick in the teeth for Werner to go to a rival and Thiago to go to a fucking rival in the same season. Yeah, that'd be a proper kick in the teeth. Like if he goes to Barcelona, you know, I could live with it a little bit. We missed out, but right, fair enough. He went to Barcelona. If he goes to Man United, like if I was fucking Klopp, I'd be like, just get it done. Why? Because Man United want them. Get it done.
I'm just thinking out. Like I was thinking for like I don't know actually what I prefer. I think like just thinking out. If the option was Sancho or 4 players to improve like different areas of the squad,
I'd probably go with 4 players. Anyway.
I think I would, yeah.
Because for me, to be honest with you, the Sancho deal, of course, it's a good deal, as we discussed, like, be a great signing. But I honestly feel like it could be a little bit. If you've got someone in, as you said, like Bale, for example, like if Mason Greenwood gets a season and he can perform to close to the level that we've seen him perform to, like, that'd be a huge season for him.
If he just keeps his goal, if he kept his goal record up from what he had last year, like his goals per 90 or whatever, he'd fucking have 20 goals next season. Like so.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. If he can get 20 goals next season, like he'll take it. He'll take Man United to places, especially if Martial can stick on form and Rashford. And that's the big question. And that's why someone you definitely need, you know, a winger because
an option like
if they play, you know, and same with Liverpool. Yeah. If Salah, Mane and Firmino can be fit for the season, well then we don't need an attacker. But the chances are very slim. Like we got
not for 2 seasons in a row. Like that's what I'm saying. Like, it can't happen 2 seasons in a row.
3 seasons it would be.
Yeah.
You know, there was no major injuries like for them. Like a big injury, like if they're out for 2 or 3 months this season, like we're in big trouble. Like I suppose while we're on Liverpool, we might as well look at the defensive display against Leeds.
I'm gonna say, yeah, what's to make it a fucking Leeds game, man? Jesus,
I mean,
some game.
That was a deadly game. It was a deadly game, and you know what? I can see Leeds games being a lot like that. But here's the only thing, and people are gonna absolutely fucking go in on me for this. Like, it reminded me a lot of Norwich against Man City last season.
Oof.
Like I'm not gonna sit here and say they got relegated because obviously we need to watch more football because they're fucking.
We've all predicted them fucking. We've all predicted them.
But like Norwich started off like a house on fire. Like to be City, no one thought they would. They're attacking football. I think Pukki had like 12 goals like in December. Like they were scoring and then they just fell off a cliff.
I think
Leeds have more quality than that. Like
I think Leeds are Barca up, to be honest. Like I know you are a bit all over like, well, I think Bielsa is like a fucking
brilliant
manager, like
brilliant man, 100%. Like. And that wasn't me saying that Leeds are going to get relegated, but just that's what it reminded me of. Like, they were very poor defensively, but I would say like they could have avoided a couple of goals against us, like 3 set.
Well, they would have got a fucking the set pieces. That's the big thing. Like all your goals came from set pieces, didn't they? So like 2 penalties, one was a corner, one was a free kick.
One was a free kick. Like you dropped the Salah and he smashed it in like, from a free kick. Like so, all set pieces. And I think like if you can see it 3 or 4 goals, this is what I was saying like in the other video, which if you haven't seen the Premier League review video, like check it out. But this is what I was saying, like if you're gonna concede 3 or 4 goals every game, like you're in trouble. You know,
and I don't think they will, to be honest. Like Salah was on fucking fire. I haven't seen Salah play that well. Like I haven't seen Salah play that well in fucking years. Like, he was unbelievable.
Every touch was perfect. Like he was unbelievable, unplayable. Salah was. I suppose that, but like. Going forward, obviously, they caused us a lot of trouble.
This is the thing, like fucking.
Go on, hit me.
Here's the stat, right? Here's the stat. No player in the Premier League has made more errors leading the goals since 18-19 than Virgil van Dijk.
And I get that, like.
Mental.
I get that. He's unbelievable.
I still think he is the best centre back in the world. Like for me, he still is the best centre back in the world.
Me too.
But the main reason I bring this up is because. Like the thing that gets level at Harry Maguire is that he makes mistakes, and he does make mistakes, but his general play is good, and that's the same thing. He's not on the. I don't think he's as good as Van Dijk, but fucking like he's amazing, but then he has an error in him, and you can.
I suppose, but I suppose you could say that like when you compare Ramos, like when Ramos was the best, he just went down and just clattered players and got red cards all over the place, like
fucking 29 red cards.
That's unbelievable. Like he's unbelievable. We know how good he is. I I feel, for me, right, and a lot of people judge Gomez for me harshly on the weekend, man. The first goal was a great goal by Harrison, but it was just a bundle of errors from the whole Liverpool team. Like, first of all, Trent gets done far too easily, absolutely far too easily. Then Gomez doesn't commit or commits too much. I suppose it's whatever way you want to look at it. Like, and Harrison just cuts it inside. And then Alisson gets beaten at his near post. His position could be a little bit. I'm not going to pin it on fucking Alisson at all. Like, it was a great goal. But Joe Gomez gets slaughtered. And then Van Dijk makes, like, this. Like, for me, that's just a stupid error. Like, it's too. What's the word? It's like pass shot. It's like, fuck this. Like, and he just, a lazy boot. I think he tries to pass it. Like, just get rid of him, man. Play a nice and simple. Pick it out of play. Like. It's too lazy, and do you know what? We were sort of blessed. Like, Salah was on fire, and that's why we didn't drop points there. Like, and for me, in the next 3 games, no disrespect.
And Rodrigo was fucking silly, like just fucking tripping.
Yeah, that was sort of a lazy tackle, like, and which is bad because he only come on, like he was a sub on, like, so he shouldn't be lazy at that thing. I think the first goal was a bit harsh, penalty-wise, like, because it does ricochet off the body. And then hits his arm is 100. If it hits the arm and his arm is just out, it's a penalty.
Yeah, but it's hard because it came so closely. It's off his leg, his thigh, or whatever it was. Like,
so it is a bit harsh in that respect, like. But I think going forward we were very good.
Yeah, he's well.
Defensively we weren't great, like. But like, I think people are actually slaughtering Joe Gomez, like, saying he's not this and he's not that. Like, for me, he gets into any team in the league, like, he starts for.
Maybe, probably.
He gets into Chelsea.
Yeah.
He gets into Man City, like, I suppose you could say Ake. It's between him and Ake, like, obviously for me, Laporte. He gets into Man United.
Yeah.
Like, he gets into everything. He starts at Liverpool, so he gets into everything in the league, like.
He's a good defender.
He made a mistake, but like, I feel Virgil van Dijk's mistake is much worse. I know he gets caught, but like, we see that all the time. Players caught in.
Yeah. That's not a massive error. Like,
did he commit too much? Like,
it wasn't fucking. Whatever, but it wasn't like a massive error. Like, that happens. He didn't. He did get caught out a couple of times, but like, if you watch Liverpool like all season, like every game, like, Joe Gomez sort of pushes up, and I feel Van Dijk's cover. Yeah. Like, he attacks the ball, and you even see it when Lovren plays. Like, just Lovren is just, we've seen against Man United, for example, he got caught twice when he just got caught in no man's hand to go to the ball for the header or just set off, and Van Dijk sort of mops up that, like, and I feel that maybe he got caught a couple of times and we did get exposed, but like, to be honest with you, every ball that went over the top, it looked like Leeds were going to score. It was a fucking deadly match, like, and it was a good match for Liverpool fans because we won. But again, every team's going to be like that. Like, we just won. We are the champions. Like, every team's going to turn up against us, whether we like it or not. Chelsea are going to come with something to prove on the weekend. Arsenal the following week are going to come with something to prove, like, and every fucking team after that is going to come with something to prove. And Liverpool need to step the game up. Hence why we do need reinforcements. Like, that's like, Thiago would be a nice signing. He'd be the trophy signing, we would say. But I feel like an attacker and another defender is more important than Thiago. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Well, I don't know. I've thought for a few years that midfield, like, because midfield is very good for what you do, but like, it's missing that kind of.
We are missing the creativity. I do. Yeah, 100%. 100%. We are missing it, but I feel like we're missing a backup attacker more. And a centre, we've just sold the centre back, like, more. Like, for me, we should be going out and just getting 3 deals done and finishing off a nice window. Especially if we need to sell the boy, we are going to have to sell, like, Wilson. There's talk of Brewster even, which I don't know. I'd imagine one of the attackers is going if we're going to bring in an attacker, like maybe Orgi, maybe Brewster. I hope it's not Brewster. I feel like he deserves a chance. Like, Shaqiri, I don't know if Klopp fancies him. Like, he just even last year he didn't get, like, he barely got some appearance, like, didn't really play much. So I don't know, like, is he planning to get? He was
good in the season before, like, when he came in.
Yeah, he was. He was 100%. He was. I don't know if Klopp fell out with him. I'm not sure what the whole thing. It was just like he just stopped. He wasn't even in the starting 18. It was down to injuries and all, but there was no injuries reported. It was a bit.
Surely he wouldn't be that difficult to move on, like I'm sure teams would be after him, like, so I don't see why.
Well, maybe it's a case of, like, money. Like, I can imagine Liverpool looking for 20-30 million for him, but they won't pay 20 or 30 million for Thiago.
How long does he have? Like, did he sign a 5-year deal, or what was it, Shaqiri? Like,
I'd imagine 3 or 4 year deal. Like, I don't think he's out next season. Like, I'd say it'd be the season after. Because I feel like if he was out next season, there'll be a lot more about it. Like, he's only 1 year left in his deal. We need to move him on and stuff like that. But Yeah, I think Liverpool need to fucking sell the boy, and I think we do need fucking reinforcements, like big time.
I think the squad needs a bit of a freshening
It
up.
does
Like
need
I
a
think
freshen up, 100%, man.
can't have the same. I don't think it's going to work like where you're going to have the same squad for 3 or 4 years and it's just going to continue to play at the same level. Like it's going to be very hard to do that. Like
Yeah, 100% they will. Like I know Fabinho didn't play as well on the weekend, and normally he's solid. Like maybe defensively, you could look at that. Like, but Henderson was there. Like it's not like Wijnaldum was a bit of a passenger for most of the game as well.
I feel like kind of usually is, to be honest.
No, but he's normally like he's real tidy on the ball, and he was giving it away like too much, like in areas where Leeds like sort of penetrated us, like But every ball over the top, it was sloppy performance from us, like. But I suppose a bit of a wake up call as well because teams are
just fucking won, like it's not.
That's it, like.
He's got the 3
points.
He's just looked a bit sloppy, and I think, but that's the thing is they're gonna have to get that out of the game because it's carrying over from last season, like. And that's fucking towards the end of last season. Like, and you can't. But I don't think the league is going to be the same this year. I don't think it's going to be 95 points to win the league or 90 fucking 8 points or whatever. I think it'll be down 87, 88 points probably to win the league this year.
Yeah,
like.
man,
I think there's a lot of teams in it. Like,
I think it's a 4-horse race. Like, I think looking at Leeds, but like I know I compared them to Norwich, but like I think they have they're going to be fun to watch, man. They're going to be really fun to watch.
I fucking hate them, but I'm looking forward to watching them. Like, did he have some, like, Calvin Phillips was brilliant as well, I thought, against his passing and all, like, it was brilliant, fucking, for the first goal.
Yeah, man, Koch, the back. I know he made a couple of mistakes, but he looks alright, like, and they played, Struck? He was only played, like, 2 games before that, like, so defensively, you would expect him to be not great. I think Koch's a new signing, and then Struck has never really played for them. So, when they get, like, a back four sorted and settled, and obviously they have Beza to try sort that out. Like they will be.
I think Ben White is probably going to be a big miss for them though.
Big time.
You'll have to see how they do defensively without him. But yeah, I like watching them.
They do look fucking good. Rodrigo when he starts, like if he can get them goals.
Depends. He's a player who could not work out in the league. I feel like he's a player who could go either way with him.
Yeah.
Does his physicality hold up? Like he's a good technical player, but is he able to deal with the pace and the fucking physicality of the Premier League? Like,
well, that's the question. You have to question everyone that comes to the league because it is a different league. And I suppose everyone
has different qualities like that suit certain leagues and some that don't. Like doesn't mean even they're a bad player. Like it's just they don't suit this certain style of football. Like and they might like there's players.
I suppose come into it as well.
There's players in the Premier League that can go over to fucking Spain or Germany, like that won't work out there. That were brilliant in the Premier League as well. Like it works both ways. Like it's just the style is different. So,
I feel like Rodrigo. Like I feel like I 100% agree where he can go either way. I feel like he will get a couple of goals this season because I feel like Leeds are just so explosive. Like and I feel like teams might. I don't know if they'll tread lightly with Leeds. Like they'll expect, we should get a result here. Like and I can see Leeds blowing them away a couple of times just based on how they've started. Like they seem like they're going to be a hard team to like not score, to not concede against. Like a team, I think teams are going to concede if they can sort out at the back. Like Leeds, they'll do really well. Like
I'm looking at fucking at Barcelona at the moment and Coleman, and I'm thinking like 6 months into the season, if he gets the sack, like will he come for Bielsa? Like you fucking see it, man.
Why not? Like that wouldn't shock me at all. I suppose.
I'd fucking see Bielsa's a mad bastard, so I wouldn't be surprised if he just reject him. Like, cause he could have went to a big club already. Like, boy, he just didn't. Like,
he likes the project that Leeds like,
he's like, yeah,
he's done really well with them.
He's like, you can have all these top jobs
to watch. He's a mad
fuck, man. He's fucking lunatic. That's what I'm saying. Like, he could have went to fucking big clubs and he could have went to fucking all this, but he's like, I'll go to Bilbao where I can't even sign any fuckers unless they're from this area around me. They have to be within a mile of the stadium for me to be allowed to sign the fuckers. Like, man.
Yeah, he's a fucking sort. He's.
I like that. Like, I respect that. He just wants to fucking. He's like the opposite of Guardiola. He's the anti-Guardiola, where he wants to fucking build a team rather than fucking walking into one and fucking. Like his football is similar to Barcelona. Well, Pep Guardiola learned a lot from. Like that's kind of where he got his tactics from was Bielsa. Like, but fucking. Yeah, Bielsa does that and builds teams up. Guardiola just walks into fucking ready-made teams and wins leagues.
Teams that are ready to make a team, you know.
Yeah.
Takes seasons with a lot of teams, like City are just like, we can buy a squad in the season, but we'll have to see what the
They
value.
haven't, to be fair, like they've only signed that guy in Torres so far. I think only like we'll see. I feel like there's a big signing coming in. There was talk Jimenez rather than Koulibaly now. 86 million or something.
That's a nice deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jesus Christ, so that guy's back up. Well, we knew that already, but just reality hits like this crazy. Why didn't you use that game, man?
I don't fucking know. I don't know. Like he's kind of reminds me of Lindelof a bit, like where he's good, like on the ground, but I don't know if he get bullied a bit, like physically. I don't know. Maybe with a centre back, like if Boye can stay fit, maybe even Tiwan Zabi if we can keep him fit for the season, like he might be alright. But I feel like the proper challenge we probably do need in our centre back. But yeah, next week I can't fucking wait, man, for this. Show you watching the league this week without fucking him playing. Like.
But yeah, like I suppose Woodward just on Leeds, like we could assess. I know in our predictions which I haven't seen, we're gonna round one or two of them, but I think both of us had Fulham to get relegated in that.
Yeah. I'd probably change it now to see that. I know it's only one game, it was a bit reactionary, but Jesus Christ, they look fucking awful. Like defensively, they look all over the place. Like they're playing your man like fucking. That fucker that played 3 years ago, like I thought you would have got rid of him, the American fella. He doesn't even start for America. Tim Ream.
Who is it?
Tim Ream, his name is.
Yeah, I know.
He's fucking shy. He's absolutely shy. And he's starting. Mitrovic only come on the bench. So, like, maybe that's the only thing that I could see keeping him up is Mitrovic if he turns it on.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure if West Brom are going to stay up now either. Like, I feel like.
Yeah, that was the next one.
Village is fucking. I don't know. Village is. I don't know. And Brighton actually like really. That was the team that I did predict to go down. They look fucking like they actually genuinely look really good against Chelsea. Like I think Potter is a really good.
I predict them to go down as well. I think right, and like, yeah, maybe we are wrong. Like,
I think I've predicted them to go down every season. Like for the last years. Like I think I've said for the last.
Like the more you have a couple of seasons ago, like you predict that.
And then eventually they would just keep it up. Like, well, I think I don't know the way the football they played. Like they genuinely like they battered Chelsea, and we can talk about that now. Like Chelsea really weren't fucking at it. Like I know they got the win, but like general play was fucking Brighton were the better team for me. Like they created the more chances, especially in open play. And yeah, just it's obviously going to take some time for the Chelsea players to settle. But the one player I will fucking say that Chelsea fans have been piping off for fucking years. It was absolutely dog shit last night. He was ribbing off the cheek. He was fucking terrible. Like he was awful. Like Havertz was bad, but Loftus-Cheek was on a different level of bad. Like I don't know why he played. I don't know why he didn't play with a winger. Like he had Hudson alone on the bench, but he played basically three attacking midfielders. Like he played Mount, Loftus-Cheek, and Havertz in like a 4-2-3-1. Like
keep it tight, I suppose. I suppose that was always the question. Like wasn't it? Like they have so many they have so much talent now. Like when you look at it, like I know Ben Chilwell didn't play.
Ben Chilwell didn't play. Thiago Silva didn't play. Ziyech didn't play. So.
But like, it's not even a case that we missed the Ziyech because they've had three of them on the pitch. Like, I feel like his best position is Cam too. Maybe I'm wrong there.
I think he played a lot off the right last season. Like I think for the last few seasons, actually, he's been playing. He's played off the right.
Yeah. They had Tadic and all. I'm guessing he was fucking through the middle there. So yeah, that was bad noise on my part. Van de Beek as well. Yeah. But yeah, like I don't know, man. Havertz, I suppose he's better through the middle. I feel like he played sort of wide, did he? Off the
played
tree.
The right, yeah. He played in the right. Mount played in the left, and Loftus-Cheek played through the centre, and then Kante and Jorginho. Kante and Jorginho were actually pretty good, but that three behind weren't. Mount was okay. Loftus-Cheek was terrible. Havertz wasn't good either. Like.
And Werner was okay.
Werner was pretty. Yeah, Werner I would say had a really good debut. Like he won the penalty, and he just looked dangerous in behind. He got caught offside a few times, but. Like his movement just looks dangerous, like it's frightening teams. And he was getting a few fucking like shots away, like you can tell, like he was getting close a few times. But
now the Havertz one is one for as we fucking discussed with Jadon Sancho, and like is 108 million too much? And look, I know it's only one game. I'm not going to judge what we say off of just the game that we've seen, but like, have they overpaid for Havertz?
Well, it's meant to rise to 100 million, isn't it? You gotta be a club record then. I don't know, like you can't really tell. Like you could turn it on. It's too early to say if they've overpaid for him. Like he wasn't good last night.
Obviously, it's going to take time to gel. Was it just a gelling thing, or like?
Yeah.
I just feel like obviously
Probably.
I'm not going to be too harsh. Like I feel like he's a good player, but like 100 million is a lot of money. Like it's a lot of money, and I feel
He was
like
a passenger. Like that was for most of the game. He was an absolute passenger, and then when he did get on the ball, he just wasn't fucking. He was picking the ball up really deep and trying to fucking switch passes. It was basically, but the thing is, like time to settle and do all this. Like he's an attacking mid playing out of position on the right, and James Rodriguez did the same thing and was fucking unreal. Like he was,
like, you know what I mean?
That's Christ, man.
And that's what I was just going to say. Like, I know 100 million quid, and it is only fucking one game. All right, I'm not trying to jump on the bandwagon or Havertz, as I think, yeah, of course he can come good, and I'll eat my words like. But I feel like when you're of the quality of 100 million,
yeah.
I feel like when you're on the ball, like not to even have to make things happen, but you should look like there should be like a spark or an aura about you that like. Yeah. Fuck, we don't want this player on the ball. He can cause us trouble, and you should see glimpses of the stuff. Of like, is it
like when Bruno was trying to be United, every fucking touch of his ball was scrutinised, and every fucking time he got near it was.
That's it. Like, and that was like 50 million quid, and because Man United fans, like we would say at the time, were like, oh, that's it, it's going to change us. But like every single Chelsea fan right now, although they do it with like Loftus-Cheek, who was playing like, of course, they like for Chelsea last night. But I don't know. Like, I think Werner obviously had a good game. I feel like Havertz should have fucking offered a lot more. Like, as we've seen with James.
Young player, I don't know. He could end up being fucking like one of the best players in the league. We'll see. But based on the evidence last night, it wasn't good enough from him. To be fair, but you can't say he's not worth 100 million.
No. Yeah, that's true. That's true. But yeah, I suppose where we touched off James Rodriguez, he needs a mention, doesn't he?
Jesus Christ, man. Genuinely, man, that Everton team, like that, like that midfield is like genuinely unbelievable. Like that is top quality. That's I think that could be a title win midfield, like genuinely. Like Andre Gomez is not, but like if he played a 4-2-3-1, he played basically a 4-3-3 or maybe basically.
Well, like you say, I know Andre Gomez he wouldn't get in. Maybe he wouldn't get into other top teams. Like, but like James was so good from the position he played. Like, is it a case that if it's not broke, don't like leave it be?
Yeah,
I feel like he wasted a couple of chances. Like everything could have like roasted Spurs, to be fair.
And that thing, Mourinho was just fucking.
We definitely will on him. We definitely will, as we do. But like I feel like McCarson did waste a lot of chances, and like Everton look a fucking team.
They looked really good, like genuinely. Like, but like the whole, like that is just that, like the Corey and Alan as a midfield, like they have everything. Like that's so balanced. Like, and I think Andre Gomez kind of does complement that the way he plays.
Yeah, he
like,
does.
Just the type of player he is. The type of player he is suits it. It's just like because they have that kind of, they have the ball winner and Alan, they have the box to box then in the Corey, and they have the kind of creative kind of like tidy player in Gomez. Like, so I think that is a balanced midfield. I just don't know if Gomez's quality is up to it really. But if it fucking works, and if James can play off that right all season with
that's it. That's what, because
and then Albert Lewin, like.
Then we were talking like, like Sigurdsson. Obviously, he's going to improve Sigurdsson and stuff like. But they have that sort of player to come in off the bench.
Like,
then,
yeah.
Like you're looking at the depth, and you're like, there's some serious depth. Like I feel like Liverpool don't have that sort of depth. Man United don't have that sort of depth. Like they have good players. I think City have obviously that sort of depth. Most of the players are like that. Arsenal, I would say, are lacking a bit of that depth. Chelsea now have the depth, like, but like Arsenal's depth is pretty good, like, as well. Like, I know.
Ceballos didn't play. Party was meant to be coming in, so it was Xhaka and fucking Xhaka and who else was in midfield for Arsenal against Fulham? I can't even remember now.
Torreira, was it?
What?
Was it Torreira?
No, who the fuck was it? It was Xhaka and I can't even remember now. Xhaka and Ceballos didn't start. I know that. I can't even think of who Arsenal's fucking midfielders are now. They played a two because they played a 3-4-3 pretty much. Like they played with the wing backs and 3 forward. But no, it wasn't someone like proper attacking. I don't think it was like a more. I genuinely can't remember. But fucking. But I think they do have like, because they even have players like fucking. Like I think Guendouzi is probably gone, but it looks like Party
Yeah.
may be coming in for him.
Well, that'd be a fucking nice signing. Like you talk about Anne and as you said in our own last video, I'm gonna check who fucking El Neni.
That's who it fucking was. Yeah, Jesus, I knew it was fucking. Completely forgot he existed. Yeah, and
yeah, so did I, to be fair, man. And to be honest, I thought he left. I thought he was gone, Mars, and I thought he actually.
He was gone on loan last season, like but it looks, he played in the Charity Shield as well, didn't he? Like against Hughes, started, so maybe Arteta fancies him.
And I suppose like he doesn't fancy fucking Guendouzi, so again, it's another option for him. Because
I think he's a proper kind of defensive midfield player, like. Yeah. So I think like him and Xhaka does have a bit of balance. Like Xhaka can kind of spray the balls then, like, and he's not getting caught out as much. But then if Party comes in, that's fucking even like that. Upgrading that again, like it's
absolutely solid
midfield.
Especially then Tobias from the midfield. But then based off of the early fucking, I suppose, warning signs like of what Arteta is doing, like I thought he was trying to change to a 4-3-3. Is it just he's playing with the 3 or the 5 or the 3, whatever way you want to look at it, the 3-4-3, based on his option, or is it a case that that's what he's going to look at for the season?
I'm genuinely not sure, like, because Gabriel played as the centre of the training.
That's right,
fucking,
yeah. And
then I don't know.
His left centre back, like, but he seems to perform like pretty well there. Like, is it a case that he'll stay like that?
Maybe it could happen. Like, yeah, Maitland Niles played left wing back then, but I don't know. Like I don't know, just. It doesn't. It's a different kind of system, like to the one that you'd be probably used to. Like I don't think he walked into Arsenal and think he's gonna play 5 at the back. Like I don't think that was in his plans. Like when he walked in the door. So but if it is working, like
if it's fair enough, don't fix it. Like
yeah, but maybe he thinks he just doesn't have the players to trust kind of his defense yet. So he wants to fucking like if he got a Party in to shore up the midfield, then like in a defensive sense, then maybe he'll be fucking more comfortable playing with a 4.
Yeah, that's true. Like he'll have a bit more of a solid midfield, so that doesn't penetrate the defense as much. Like, So you're still going with a Fulham relegation based off of that performance, yeah. And Arsenal, how do you feel like they just played poor opposition and
Arsenal always do this. Like Arsenal can turn up in any game and have for fucking 10 years or 50, like, and they've still been shite. They turn up in any game, dick a team, and then the next week they're just spineless, and they just fucking.
Yeah, that's.
It just happens. Like, so I don't know. It could be a different Arsenal. It could be different under Arteta, but it wasn't different under Emery. It wasn't different under Wenger. So I don't know. I'll have to wait and see on that one.
Well, we've touched on everything, I suppose. We praised James and Alan and Decore and Jose Mourinho. What the fuck?
Man, they were like, it's the first game of the season. They looked bollocksed. Like Spurs looked absolutely dead. They couldn't like. How can you be like if you're that? And they have a proper bad schedule coming up as well. Like they have to play like 2 games a week for the next fucking.
Already game 1. Look, it's a fucking mad season. We're starting in September. Things aren't normal. Fair enough.
But it's the same for everybody. Like.
But exactly. Like it is the same for everyone. Jose, don't do your thing. Don't moan. Get on with it, man. You're one of the best managers in the world. For starters, not playing in Domblay. Like what? They looked. I wouldn't say they looked 10 times better, but they looked better when he came on. They looked better. Dele Alli looked like a passenger. I do question Dele Alli, to be fair. Like does he have it now?
No, I think it's systems, isn't it? Like it depends on what fucking way you're playing.
Yeah, that is very true. Like it is very true. But I feel like he went with like a let's say 4-2-3-1. I would say.
Yeah. It was.
But like when Dele came off, instead of bringing on Ndombele, he brought in Sissoko. At half time, like you're at home against Everton.
Yeah.
I don't really know much to say. Like I feel like Ben Davies had a fucking stinker of a game. Like
Matt Doherty was not great either, to be fair.
wasn't again systems. He was great in the 5. He's playing the 4 now.
He was just playing. He was just playing as a fucking wing. He was still playing the same position. Like he didn't. He was fucking right on the right wing. Like he wasn't in defence once for the entire fucking game.
Like I suppose was it a perfect time like to play sport? Like does Mourinho know his best 11? Is he sorry? He seems to do this thing. Like is he trying to set an example? Like if we need players, is it to the board? A message to the board?
I don't know. Like
he never really hides his emotions, does he?
Where though? Like he got Højbjerg as a fucking midfielder. Like that's what he said he wanted as an option in there. And then he got Doherty. Right? What positions? A backup striker is what Spurs have been kind of missing for the last few years. And maybe now like an attacking midfielder. Like if they got someone like.
Would they have Lascelles?
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't know how much of a 10 he is though. And I think Mourinho for the last years has wanted to play that 4-3-1 like. So I think that's the system he's comfortable in nowadays.
The thing is, like he does seem to he rates Dele Alli like. So is Lascelles just not surplus? Like is he?
Where is he playing that team? Like if you're playing wings ahead of him, like
he doesn't play Bergwijn.
Yeah, he played Lucas again. Yeah.
Yeah. Now I know Lucas had like a good spell like when he came in and stuff, but like they do have options for us. For me, they are lacking a striker, but.
Like Lucas and Bergwijn as right wing options are good. Fucking left wing maybe you could add, but even like
they have Son and then they have either Bergwijn. I'd say Bergwijn as an option.
Bergwijn can fill in there, like
you know.
And Lucas can fill in there.
Alli and Lascelles, so they have then Højbjerg and
Højbjerg,
and Ndombele.
And Ndombele. Like they have
options. They have a squad.
They got a right back. They have Warrior now and fucking Doherty are right back. They've centre back. They've had a fucking. Well, the Rose didn't even get a fucking squad number.
That's my question. Like, do they need a left full? You see, I feel like a good left full doesn't change how Mourinho plays. It's not like they don't have attacking. Maybe defensively, I don't like. Maybe you could question Ben Davies, like, but like
they don't play like that. Like, and they have like I think that was why like for him like I think that was why Doherty signed because even last year like it was the same with Warrior. The way he played, like where
he did get exposed, like he just
left. He was just up on the right hand side instead there, like, and I think that was Mourinho's tactic as well. To be fair, like to just keep one fullback high and then one keep him deep, like so. I don't know, like I don't know what. Like I think a left back probably would be a good option for them. I think they probably should look at someone.
But I feel like they don't have a big budget. I feel like they're only got like they're not like I feel like a striker surely.
Well, Tellez apparently. Porter only won 10 to 20 million for him, 20 million euros, so it's like 16-17 million for him. Like, so.
Fucking hell, get it done. Man United, Tottenham, someone get it done.
Someone get him fucking done, yeah.
That'd be a lovely deal, like for someone. That's probably.
Well, yeah, I don't know, because he's like, he is like a proper fucking attacking, like just he's a proper Trent, like he puts in deep crosses.
I suppose then you look at systems and maybe it doesn't suit Mourinho, like.
I think you kind of needed like a. I think you need a 3 in midfield then if you're going to play with 2 high fullbacks because then you can kind of have the DM dropping in as the third kind of centre back at times and you can push the centre backs a bit wider. Like,
is that not? I feel like that's an option for Mourinho because I feel like obviously he didn't have the Celso at his disposal.
Well, if Dyer can play in that position,
you start a centre back. Like, I don't know what's really going on.
They could play a fucking 3 at the back. Like they could go 5. At the back and 3 midfield, maybe 2 from maybe Son and Kane up front, like that could work, like so.
But then they have Bergwijn and like Mauro on the wing and like again the question. I know it's only one game, but like is Mourinho's time already coming to an end? Like is it just not Spurs just isn't for him? Like I've seen some of his tactics. I didn't see some of his tactics online, but I was seeing some videos on Twitter and stuff, and he's like. This Mourinho's half-time tea talk against Everton. It was just him going blah 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 blah. Like,
yep.
Has he just lost everything at Spurs? Like, does he need to just move? Or like, is the sack coming? I can see it coming.
Fucking like what? Like, I don't think Levy will sack him yet. I think he'll give him to the rest of the season. Like, I think he probably will. Just it depends on how bad it goes, I suppose. But like, I don't think they're getting that far.
I know, fair enough. Everton are good.
He's already set expectations pretty much as like top 6 and a cup. Like he set that as the expectations. Like, so.
But I suppose like Mourinho is the man that like he always wants the better expectations. Like, is he setting them expectations? Like, hope I suppose obviously he is hoping he can get fucking higher than that. Like, but like he seems to like fan base wise, I feel like he's done it a bit at Man United. Like, I'm not saying that he didn't overachieve or whatever. I know he had a good season finishing second or whatever. Like, but I feel like Man United's expectations when Mourinho was in charge was just like, right, let's just qualify for Champions League and we'll take it. We can get a cup and stuff. Like,
I don't know. Like when Mourinho walked in, like that was me being like, right, league's coming. It's only matter
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Based off Jose Mourinho, but then Jose Mourinho was like, I need to put reality back into Man United and be like, we're not that good. And then when he went on about the whole heritage of Man United with the Sevilla thing, like went on the whole spiel, like it seems like he's just trying to drag expectation down so that he looks like he's
trying to protect himself. Like he's trying to protect himself. He doesn't give a fuck about anyone.
Thing. That's what he does.
Yeah.
Everything's always about him.
Yeah.
I feel that's what he's doing when he said, because for me, Spurs need to be challenging for top four. No schedule or not. He celebrated getting to Europa League. He can't now moan about being in Europa League and having the schedule the way it is. Like, you either want that or you don't want it. You know? And I'm not saying he should have set out the match. Maybe he felt like he was going to get more than the transfer market but like as a team,
Spurs, like he walked into that fucking club knowing he wasn't going to get hundreds of millions every season. Like, there's not like that's never going to be the way Spurs do things. Like, so is
Bale an option for them? Like, would he be a nice option for them?
I think Mourinho would love him, to be honest. He's the type of player that Mourinho I think would want.
He can come in, he can play on the left, play on the right.
But like, why did they don't need a player in that fucking position? Like, they have wingers, they have fucking.
But when we talk about a backup striker, that's what I mean. Like, I've seen a lot of fans don't really like, they want Bergwijn starting, and obviously they want Ndombele starting, and I don't see it personally, like, because I feel like he rates Dele Alli, which, to be honest with you, I think he had that spell of that good spell, like, and never lived up to it again. The whole English hype thing is a thing.
To be fair, for a few years there, Dele Alli was actually good. Like, he was scoring 15, 20 goals a season.
Like, the fact that he's fucking Ndombele, and like, he just, for me, he's not at it. I'm not saying he's finished completely, but he's not.
Still young, you know. He hasn't been great over the last 2 or 3 seasons.
He really, like,
I don't think it was just English hype. I don't think it was just English hype with him. Like, genuinely, like, he was scoring 15, 20 goals a season, like, for his first years he was in the Premier League. Like, so I think, like, as a midfielder, like, you can't really.
Yeah, no, that is true, I suppose. Maybe I'm being a bit harsh, like, but I feel like if I feel like Lo Celso comes in when he's back, but I just feel like he rates him. I know he calls him lazy a lot. Like,
well, he said fucking, yeah, you're right, yeah, I saw that. But I think
he
rates Lo Celso as well. I don't know if he actually rates. I don't know if he actually rates Lo Celso, because I remember what he said was that he wouldn't trade Bruno Fernandes for Lo Celso. But I think, like,
well, he's your player. You can't say that. Like, maybe he's learned from. Yeah, you know, you can't fucking. I'm sure now he's.
But I don't even think he was asked about it. I think he just wanted to dig at United, so he was like fucking. He was asked about Bruno Fernandes, and he was like, "Oh, I wouldn't trade him for Lo Celso." So.
Yeah. I don't know. Me, I don't know with Mourinho. Like, I feel like he's a ticking time bomb at the minute. Like, and he is the manager that could easily just change your mind, because you go out next week and get a great result against someone. Like, he is that. But
like, to be fair, in the last years with like them Mourinho masterclasses, like you had them back in the day, but I feel like in the last few years, and it's not even like you get some results where like he'll sit back and win, but it's not like he's sitting back and not conceding chances. Like, he'll sit back, concede 750 chances, get away with it, and then win, and then it's a masterclass. Like, no, he didn't set the team out to concede that many chances. He got lucky that he didn't fucking score. Like that, no manager wants to. Like, his job is to make sure we don't concede chances. Like, a team doesn't concede chances, and that they create chances at the other end. Like, it's not to hope that your goalkeeper saves you for fucking, and that the other team isn't clinical. Like, that's not a masterclass. That's just luck.
Yeah, no, that's true. I just like Jose Mourinho, for me, like, as we alluded to in the whole season preview, like, he hasn't surprised me. I feel like Everton are fucking, they were really, really good, but like, Spurs didn't love on them, man. They didn't touch Everton. And I know, like, look, they had 3 players coming into a new team, and they're 3 fucking great signings, like, but I feel like Spurs playing at their best, like, they should trouble Everton. They should, like...
Yeah. They should create chances. They should do something. It shouldn't be a fucking...
But they look non-existent. As you said, they look flat on their feet. They did.
Mourinho said it was a lazy press. He was saying after the game, like, they didn't...
But that's, like, you have to coach that. Like, you have to, like... And then I think bringing on to Soko, like you already have two of them midfielders sitting on your team. We need something going forward. We're now losing. Or I know it was at half time when he came off. They then went on to concede and then didn't look like they were really going to get a goal. It was more Everton just like dominating the game, I suppose.
And it's happened over the last few seasons, Mourinho. Like his last three clubs, there's been times where like every season, like they've come back. There's been one season at least where when he's in charge of them, where they've come back and just they weren't fit. Like in his last season at Chelsea, like fucking Hazard had a fucking little belly and all, fucking like, and then they were absolutely shocking. He got sacked. And in his last season at United, the players looked dead. And then fucking and the thing was, it wasn't even like we were dead because we were fucking running a lot. Like we were one of the least running teams in the league when he left us. Like for that, like under Mourinho, we didn't run. Like we just kind of stayed there and like let teams play around us. Like
well, that's it. Like, let's get him behind the ball. Like we need our wingers to our forwards to be quick, and we can. I know we do. Like he is a pressing ball. Like and maybe I don't know. Is he trying to change tactics and like change it up, or is he
if
just
he's talking about presses, like then maybe, but like because I don't even think he ever showed you about press before. Like he just want the fucking team to sit back and hope the.
Like is he changing with the game? Like is that the reason why we're not seeing? Like is he changing with? Like is he changing all this hype about like your system's old and it's outdated and it doesn't work anymore? Like is he like right? I need to change it up a bit, and he's just getting it horribly wrong.
I don't know, like because I don't think like the system. I don't know what else he's like. He plays pretty much the same system. Maybe he was talking about pressing at United and it just didn't work. But he didn't. It wasn't like a proper system. Fucking like he sets you up defensively, and then the individuals are supposed to do everything. Like he sets you up in a formation and in a system and tells you who to mark. But then like he leaves the attacking jobs up to the individuals, and he leaves like when to press and who to press. It's not like a system. Like it's very individual.
Like, listen to what I'm at the same, and then do what you need to do, sort of thing.
Like fight for every ball and do all this and go for second balls, but you need to set them up to do that. Like it's not really a thing where you just tell a player, you need to want them more, or you need to like that's not what Klopp says when he fucking goes in. Like he shows how to press, like he shows where to press and what zones to press, like and I just don't see that.
When to press and like I don't know. Like obviously we could go on about Mourinho, like but. And obviously, like, look, it is only first game of the season, but I didn't see much, like, to say, like, oh, like, maybe if this happens and this happens, they will get good. Like, I know Lo Celso was missing. He just doesn't prefer Ndombele. I don't, like, obviously we do know why they don't really seem to get on, like, or whatever. Exactly why, not sure. He thinks he's a lazy player, but, like, I don't see how you can look at Dele Alli like over the last couple of games, over the last season, and say like, all right, you need to start my team, and then say to Ndombele like, no, you haven't been committed enough, you haven't done enough. Like we didn't see Dele Alli to warrant the start, but I can see him starting next season. Is it next game? Like I feel like he just has.
He was hooked. No, he was hooked. He did hook him at half time.
That's true.
Maybe he's fucking. He wasn't happy either. Same like.
But I feel like I don't know if that was maybe it was just Dele Alli. Like, but I feel like that was just a system change. I don't think that was like a person like he wasn't taking him off because like maybe he was like taking someone off at half time is not like I feel like if it was a hook, he would have just hooked him off before it, like just to let him know you haven't played well, you're coming off. Like I feel like when you had to have 15 minutes and you had to get him battered for the first half, I feel like when you come back out and you try to change systems and you bring on a more defensive midfielder, I feel like that is to change the system rather than to like say the personnel wasn't good. And again, maybe it could be and he just doesn't rate Ndombele and he just wanted to bring on Sissoko because he doesn't like Ndombele. Like maybe it was a personnel change.
I'm just fucking thinking now, like watching that fucking Spurs documentary. Like I haven't even heard a mention of Ndombele actually. Like I'm just thinking that now. Like I watched all fucking the 4 or 6 episodes or whatever, and I don't know. Maybe like there must be something going on that they're not even showing it, like on the fucking thing where he's falling out with players and shit.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
There is talk like of Eriksen. I think I've seen Eriksen being linked with Spurs again.
Seriously?
I think I did earlier on. I think I was on Twitter earlier on. I seen someone explain them like that they're missing sort of play like that. But, like. Plays in that role, and then they have the Celta with.
But I think I get what you mean that they're missing like a kind of proper number 10, proper creative, like an Eriksen or De Bruyne or Bruno Fernandes, like that type of player.
Like, obviously we could say Dele Alli comes out, like, but if Mourinho rates him that high, like, does he play the 10 deep, or does Ali drop deeper, or like?
I think I don't know. Like I think he's playing Ali out of kind of he is a 10 and he knows that he has qualities, but I don't think he wants. I don't think he sees him as like the long term thing there. I don't know. He had a good because he's a good goal scorer midfielder. Like he's good at arriving late, but I feel like he throws off a balance of a team a lot as well. Like I feel like he doesn't lend to like if you want to play a certain way, he's just not going to be able to do that. Like he's more like you're kind of in most play, like you're just kind of left with yeah, you're left kind of with 10 men for most of the game, and then you get on the end of something like his movement. He reminds me a bit of like he's not as good, but he reminds me a bit of like a Thomas Muller, like where it's his movement and his kind of fucking like late runs and shit. Yeah, that's where he thrives. Like, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't see it going well from Mourinho Spurs. I don't see it going in the way that he wants it. I don't think he'll.
I feel like he's lagging expectations. Like I feel like when he came in, he had everything that Jose Mourinho for me needed, and he just hasn't done that with what he has. Like he's now complaining that he needs something different. Like as we always allude to, like in our videos, like I always thought, and you always thought anyway, that like Spurs was the team for Jose. Jose was the perfect manager for Spurs to take them on to the next level. Like, and I feel like they've regressed, and I feel like there's a lot of fans, and maybe it's not just Spurs fans, like just football fans who are like, yeah, but Spurs shouldn't, like, this is where Spurs should be. Like, but I feel like Poch's done enough work for me. People used to say, yeah, he didn't get trophies and he didn't get this and he didn't get that. Like, but he made a lot. He brought a lot of positivity to his Spurs, and he got them in places where Spurs hadn't been before, like Champions League finals and top four regularly. Like that was, it's just but he should be doing that because of the team he had. Now we're seeing the same team. I know they lost a couple of players, like Moussa Dembele is a huge miss for them. I feel like Ndombele is there and just doesn't want them there. Like, and Ericsson, obviously they don't have that. Like Ericsson was unbelievable. On his day, he was top draw. Like,
well, yeah, he dropped off like towards the end, and I think he's done alright for Inter. But I think his head was going at the end.
Even like the like towards the end, like there was sort of a whole thing of like, was he leaving? Maybe he was unsettled and stuff like that.
And he definitely was.
His actual ability was just gone. Like I feel like he still was technically very good. Like,
he went into that all in the all or nothing. Like we were going into it a lot with the Ericsson transfer. Like, but I think they probably are missing a player of that quality, kind of creative player. Like they have the wingers, they've fucking world class striker, they've good functional midfielders. I feel like that just a little bit of spark. Maybe Lo Celso can do it, and maybe if he switch his system like to a 4-3-3, someone like Ndombele can do it. But I don't know.
I feel like to go to 4-3-3, you're sort of getting really good creative player down, aren't you? Like unless you're playing wide, like we see.
That's why it'll have to be a bit different kind of way of playing. Like it'll have to be like a fucking like I think Ndombele can like get forward and then in that way like you can have two kind of players and them like in the advanced positions at one time, like so it kind of draws players in and leaves spaces, like so.
Yeah.
I don't know. That could be another way to get around it. Like if they're and maybe like a three at the back, because if they're going for like if they want a left back, then maybe and if like someone like a Tellez, like if they play three at the back, I think that could, and with Doherty as a wing back as well, like I think that could. Because I think Dyer as like a centre, like he seems to rate him as a centre back. Like so, if he played in the middle of a tree, like because he can play, like he can move into midfield then, and then he can drop back in, like so.
Then I feel like unless like obviously like I feel like maybe he wouldn't really get exposed considering like he has cover at the centre. Like I was thinking like Vertonghen and Alderweireld, like but I'd say
Vertonghen's gone.
Oh sorry, like Alderweireld. Then who else? Who's the other option at centre back?
Sanchez.
Well, if he starts. Like, is it just like them three start? Like, we've no options.
Yeah, I think that'll be that, won't it? Like, it'll probably be a bit light down the centre back. Tanganga, I suppose.
Yeah.
He's really good in that season.
Yeah, look, obviously there's. I mean, Mourinho has options. I don't really see him changing up a whole system, but I feel like whatever he's doing, he's obviously working towards a certain system. Like, and so I can't see him just saying like it's not Football Manager, you know. I can't see him just saying fuck this. Well, I'll go to a 5 at the back now and playing a 4-2-3-1 at every game, like, you know.
He did it fucking United, so I don't know. He's very flexible.
Yeah, well, I suppose
he's never managed
you know, he lost his shit. Like, that's when, you know, Jose's coming to the end when he just starts changing formations and fucking, you know, but maybe, as you said, like, it does seem to suit a lot of players to play the 5. Like, to have, like, Matt Doherty would suit him, would shore up the fence a little bit. It would mean the midfield too don't have to be like creative midfielders; they can be functional midfielders if you have a creative midfielder in there. Like, and then obviously I feel like they need a striker for the tight tail front. But then you get rid of Lucas and Bergman, like they just come out of the team.
And that is the problem, like, unless they can play kind of off the striker, like they have like you can
Or
play
wing backs, but they play a wing back. See, they don't really seem like Jose Mourinho wing backs, do they? But
well, Young and Valencia were, but that's a different story.
Yeah,
I don't know. I just don't see it going with them. Move on from them. Fuck them. I think we fucking went through pretty much everything that happened the weekend, didn't we?
I think we did. Yeah, I think we did.
And transfers.
Transfers, yeah. I mean, speaking of transfers, fucking Villa seem to be getting a couple of deals. So I think they're getting Bertrand Traore, like just saying the other day, which that'd be a daily signing. Like,
Martinez, they got Arsenal,
and they need to take the onus off Jack Grealish. Like Bertrand Traore,
just signed a deal.
Would be fucking like Bertrand Traore. I think they're looking at a striker as well. No, sorry, they just signed a striker, Ollie Watkins, and they're looking at a man, Rachida, I think, off Werder Bremen. They can or left mid maybe or camp, like, but like that will take onus. I think he got 13 or 14 goal contributions last season, like. So they have pace and they have a bit of everything there. Like, so Villa might.
Yeah, we see something out of them. Like, and Grealish just signed a new deal, so it's fucking
looking right. Yeah, they're looking good there. But yeah, I feel like this is sort of ran its course a little bit. And I suppose until next week, like until episode 3, guys, we will see you then.
See you later.